if you have a specific for a guy, we'll direct to that person. Otherwise, we'll play off each other, and general questions can go to the group.
So just for any of you, what were your initial reactions coming in to what this program had strength-wise and what you guys needed to do to get ready for spring?
So I'm not really sure what we had previously as far as strength-wise, but when we came in, we just wanted to build, get guys as strong as possible, work as hard as possible, and set the standard for what we do.
Yeah, to build on top of that, I think the biggest thing at first was just teaching the guys how to work hard and building a work ethic so that foundation can be created early and carry that on all the way out through all of spring ball and summer and into the season.
What was the message from Coach Brown about what he wants you guys to whip these guys into shape, so to say?
He just wants them to work hard, just always be competitive, working hard, and being hungry, making sure that everything we do is how we do anything. So it all needs to be detailed, accountable, relentless, and tough with everything that we do. And I know it keeps coming up, dark, but that's exactly how he wanted the weight room to be. That's how he wanted everything to be.
This is for anybody. Obviously, with strength and bulking being the priority, given the injury history of last year, how do you make guys maintain getting stronger with maintaining flexibility, athleticism, and making these guys, keeping these guys off the injury table?
Go ahead, man.
I think it's a kind of a multifaceted answer. So we do have certain mobility programs that these guys are kind of assigned to. So they are continuously working on mobility during our training sessions, and they come back in the afternoons to get extra work. We also track all of their information when they're on the field, all their live GPS numbers. So we kind of use these numbers to, one, it helps us kind of formulate our training sessions together, but it also helps keep guys as healthy as possible. So we can look at guys' numbers, making sure they're hitting what they're supposed to, or if they're doing too much, we can kind of pull them back. So we kind of use all of these metrics to help us and guide us in our training and injury prevention program.
Yeah, I think we're a program that's going to use every tool that we can, every tool that we can get. Obviously, we have new things coming in as far as the weight room and whatnot, but we want to use everything we can as far as the weight room to make sure guys are getting everything they need.
How have you guys seen the work in the winter translate to here on the first day of spring practice?
100%. Guys are working hard. They know what the standard is as far as work. So when you come out here, it doesn't change from anything that we've done. It just continues to grow. So we hand them off to the coaches, and they keep doing their thing. So the foundation was set in the weight room, but it continues on the field.
How does Coach Brown compare to just other coaches you guys have seen in the past?
I want to hit that. I mean, I was with him for a while, so.
He's a little more intense than what I've been accustomed to the last couple of years. But everything that I've learned about since I've been here, he's been awesome. He's really about his business, and he holds everyone to the same standard: coaches, players, staff, everybody. So I think that's something that's pretty cool that he's been able to do.
Yeah, I think he practices equality when it comes to toughness across the board, from the staff to the players, so that everyone a part of the staff. He's really big on just being equal amongst everybody and part of the program. So that toughness is for real amongst everybody.
When you have a coach with that kind of personality and culture, how does that trickle down, not just the players, but the rest of the staff as well?
I think when you look at the players and the staff, everybody's going to try to take on the head coach's personality and what the head coach wants. So his vision is amongst everybody, whether that's the staff, whether that's the players. He a tough dude, so obviously our team's going to get tougher and tougher as we go on, just because it's taking kind of the head coach's personality and bringing it to who they are. So
I think it's transferable to life in terms of mental toughness and how detail-oriented he is and how he leads first in terms of his work ethic and his commitment to all the aspects of the programming. So you take those transferable skills and implement it to fatherhood and motherhood, or just parenting overall within your own community and society. And I think that's the bigger picture that I gain or extract from how he conducts himself here in this program.
For each of you, who are maybe one or two guys that you feel like you've seen a marked improvement in their strength and stuff like that since you've gotten here?
I'll say that everybody's improved, to be honest with you. I can't really point out one or two guys because most of our guys have improved in a lot of different areas, whether that be either bench, squad, all that. So I can't really point out one or two guys.
As they say, rising tides lift all ships. So essentially that's what has happened here. All the young men have seen exponential gains just because of the work ethic and the program that we've implemented here. It's been phenomenal to watch so far.
Yeah, I mean, carrying on what they said, there hasn't been a single person on the team that hasn't made a stride in a certain area. So everybody's improving, everyone's getting better, and yeah.
Obviously, the dome creates a unique environment with not just the playing atmosphere, but also playing turf. How unique is it to prepare players, in your experience, to try and prepare to play half a season on a turf surface like the dome?
So just preparing to play on turf, you're going to just make sure your guys are stable, strong, flexible, mobile. So you're going to make sure that your strength and conditioning program is multifaceted and use all the tools that you can have to make sure you're preparing them to be basically safe on the turf is what you're probably referring to. The coefficient of friction on turf is higher than it is on grass, so we got to make sure that we're preparing them for that.
Have you guys seen in the off-season training, like one day in specific or a week specifically where it has been extremely tough for the entire team? Everyone seems like they're struggling, and what kind of like lifted the team out of maybe that tough day or that tough lift?
I say we challenge them every day and every week. So every day and every week builds on each other, and that's how we're building this team. It's based off of toughness, based off of hard work, and again, every day and every week builds on each other. So every week we're going to challenge them. Everything we do is competitive. So it's not like I can point out one week or another week that was more challenging than the other, because every week we keep upping the standard. And that's the way we're going to get this team to go where it needs to go. We continuously raise the standard and raise the bar for them. So they have to respond and not just react to things, but they have to respond in the right way to how we challenge them in the weight room, on the field, with what we do. Like Coach Stack, man, he did an excellent job that one day, but I don't know if you want to touch on that, but that was definitely something that was unique and was put out on social media. If you want to hit it, Stack.
Which day you talking about?
The boot camp, dog.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that. Well, look, here's the thing. Just to kind of go back to the question, because I don't want to kind of veer off too crazy. But I would say essentially we have collective goals here, then they all have individual goals. And so essentially we want to look at what is our why. Right now, the reality is we're all somebody's baby. No matter how old we get, we're someone's baby. And so those young men in there, when their parents go to work or wherever they at, like they're always going to be talking about their baby. So the thing is, when there's moments that you described in terms of where it's kind of not as it should be, then they got to dig deep down and think about that why, which is sometimes their grandparents, maybe on dialysis, or maybe their younger brother may be suffering from some sort of illness or whatever the situation may be. But you got to find something to kind of overcome that temporary feeling of whatever and kind of get to business, and we go from there. And so the staff is really good at kind of reminding them and kind of hold them accountable, which is what we're doing here. So that's how we get down. The boot camp was high level operation going on, dominance going on. It was fun, exciting. We did a good job with the boot camp, followed by the what is it called?
Like you talking about Matt Jones?
No, scavenger hunt. Scavenger hunt was great across the campus. It was a real good time. The guys got to sing along and kind of meet different their peers in the community, and it was really fun. So we do a lot of those type of things, but ultimately the young men have been doing a phenomenal job, overcoming those temporary psychological obstacles to kind of get over and take care of business.
Take a couple more for these guys.
What went into boot camp day? Like, what does that look like?
Oh yeah, it's dominance, pain, destruction. So yeah, we were in here doing the a lot of drills that kind of like test their will, test their might. Real competitive in nature. We had 9 teams, which comprises of the community service groups that we have, that we do a lot of work in the community. We kept them in the same groups, and we gave them different exercises, different drills, and different stations to see who would win. And essentially, it went down to the wire. Whether it's push-ups, whether it's bear crawls, whether it's farmer carries over the plate walks, things of that nature. Very tough things, but they did pretty good for themselves. Oh yeah.
Imagine you guys work out early in the morning for convenience because of class schedules and everything. But is there like a mentality, even like a science to working out that hard early in the morning? Yeah.
What happens is, so Mike Tyson talked about how if he works out 4:30 in the morning, because he could do the same thing at 12, but majority of the population wouldn't want to do that. That's a psychological advantage. So here, what I believe Coach Brown is doing is the psychological advantages. We do a lot of things that the majority of the country ain't gonna do. So we do it like that on purpose to try to get that advantage for ourselves, for our young men, to be tougher. And again, we talked about transferability. All of this is transferable to when they become fathers and husbands and pillars of their community. That's essentially what it's all about.
Anything else? Good?
Thank you.